There's also a big Liberal meeting underway at New South Wales Parliament where the net zero policy is being discussed. Andrew Clennell is live. Andrew, where have the state Liberals landed on net zero? What's the latest on Mark Speakman's leadership there?
They're backing net zero and there's no spill today. That's essentially what's occurring. I'm receiving a message from within the party room. That party room meeting is still occurring and I've been told that they've decided to back net zero. But the message to me was no spill, at least today, Kieran. So, you know, the chance of one later in the week in a special party room, I think, is very live. And the way I see it playing out is Alastair Henskens challenging from the right and then Kelly Sloan putting her hat in the ring perhaps as a replacement for Mark Speakman. I think it's long odds for Mark Speakman to make it till Christmas. There's either later this week or there is the potential, I'm told, of a reserve sitting week being used by the government. In that instance, perhaps it would wait for that reserve week. But I believe it's highly likely now there will be a move on Mark Speakman. It just didn't occur today. Now, one of the questions I had in relation to that was the Shadow Attorney General Alastair Henskens is from the right. What is his position on net zero then? I know the party room just endorsed a support net zero position. But I'm told only that his contribution was, quote, very nuanced, unquote. So that's kind of an interesting situation as well. He's probably more prepared to move on it than the moderates, then Sloan, then Speakman. And of course, we know this has federal implications, such as they are, because New South Wales Liberals supporting net zero is counter to the federal position. And there are many federal moderates who would support that position. And as Andrew Bragg said in the party room meeting deciding that last week, he supports the Christofouli government's position because Queensland, a Conservative government, is indeed backing net zero by 2050. So a very divided Liberal Party we have at the moment and shown again, I think, from the result at this meeting with perhaps a leadership push to come in coming days, Kieran.
Andrew, if people are wondering why this particular flurry of activities happening, it is the killing season, as we call it, at the end of the year, as parliaments around the nation set to rise. But also to think, if we think about 12 months from now, there is a flurry of electoral activity. You've got the Victorian election, November of next year, the New South Wales election, just a couple of months after that. So essentially, they're moving now because they think if they're going to have a chance, if they're going to reset, they've got to give their next leader at least a year to try and set themselves up. I mean, that's part of the thinking anyway. Absolutely.
That's absolutely what's going on. I mean, they've got to go now. I know it's called the killing season. It always coincides with the end of the year. But when you've got an election in November and one in March, you've got 15 months and 12 months to have a new leader in the job. Otherwise, if you wait until Parliament resumes in February, like in New South Wales, then you've only got sort of 13 months. You've got less time. And Victoria, even less time, you know, not long enough. So, you know, if you're minded as MPs to change leader, you're going to go, well, it's now or never. And I believe that's what would have happened in the case of Brad Batten. And I reckon that happened or is about to happen in New South Wales. I just received a message actually saying Henskin isn't close to having the numbers. I think Henskin supporters think otherwise, but I think it will take him bringing it on for Kelly Sloan to go into the job because then it doesn't look like she's knifing Speakman. Chris Minns really looks like he's going to win. And at the moment, Jacinta Allen looks like she's going to win. So that's the obvious other reason this is happening now. It's a roll of the dice. You know, to elect a 35-year-old is a roll of the dice for the Victorian Liberal Party. And once again, as I said to Laura last hour, Kieran, you know, a lot of people get annoyed, women in particular get annoyed, that what happens in these situations is at the last minute I'll go to a woman and just give, finally give a woman a go. You know, you see Anna Bligh, at least she won an election, but Carmen Lawrence, Joe Kerner, Christina Keneally, it happens so often. And that's what we're potentially about to see in Victoria and New South Wales. It would be ironic indeed if we saw female leaders in both those states installed in time for an election, and yet the federal leader, the first woman federal leader, actually deposed, which we all suspect could be the case next year, certainly not this year.